Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Lions Den Sports. Today I'm very pleased to have on John Edwards, someone who, he don't remember me, but I certainly remember him from the years gone by. I've fought a few of his fighters, so it's good to get him on and obviously find out a little bit more about you, John. How's things anyway?
Yeah, first of all, thanks for the invite, Terry. Lovely to see you again, mate.
Lovely to see you again. You've been busy taking some of the boys on sparring, haven't you?
Yeah, I just finished sparring now at Guildford Boxing Club. We've got a female over there and she's having a good camp.
Which female fighter?
Kelly Crooney, Pink Tyson. So she's just sparred with Gemma Rouge.
Yeah.
Great 10 rounds. I think that's her 115th round now in a month. So she's really getting prepared.
Keeping busy. You like travelling with your fighters as well, don't you? You bring in new talent to spar your boys. Because I hear some people from Portsmouth obviously here go out and come out to spar your kids, and a lot of people come to you. So Guildford's a nice little hub for it, isn't it?
Yeah, and you have to travel, don't you? You know, it's especially with the females. They're like the heavyweights. You have to travel. But luckily enough, we have a lot of good people come to our gym in Guildford as well.
Yeah. What sort of talent have you got in the gym at the moment?
Amateur-wise.
Amateur, yeah. You got an
yeah,
amateur
we've
first.
got. You know, Guildford City has always been like a conveyor belt for good.
Been blessed.
Yeah. Blessed. You know, we've built a good reputation, and we've got all levels there. But we're a family club. We got beginner boxers, little kids who are overweight, and then we've got the championship boxers, haven't we? You know, and pros. But who we've got there? We've got well, one I'm really excited about is Jimmy Lee. Obviously, I've had him since he's been 3 years old.
Really? Wow.
He's one to start talking about. And we've gone all the schoolboy championships, nationals, 10 national titles. He's boxed for England, and now we're 3-0 as a pro, and signed with Boxer.
Yep.
And they've given me permission to keep him active, so we're boxing on the 15th of April at Tolworth on the Dean White promotion.
Oh, okay. Is that on that Prince Patel undercard?
That's correct. Yeah.
You
know, Dean's put some brilliant shows on, and
yeah.
you know, he's given us a slot on there, which obviously Jimmy's a big ticket seller, so all the promoters are liking him.
Yeah.
So yeah.
There's been a lot of these small hall shows been going on, especially within the south. You've got TM14 promotions that they're quite big. You've got the Dean White's promotions as well.
Yeah.
As well as the big boy shows that go on as well.
Yeah.
But it's good to see that there's young talent able to progress on these sort of shows and get through until eventually make it on the big stage.
That's right. It's like Joel Patel's from our club, done brilliant for Guildford City, and he's with T14. Mark Tibbs trains him actually, and he's out soon. So, you know, there's a great talent in Guildford.
Yeah, you've one name that comes familiar when I was boxing. Felix Cash come through there as well, didn't he?
He did, yeah. Felix was with me and our club. I was his lead trainer for 11 years. Yeah. We didn't lose many contests together, and been in some great memories. You know, a lot of national titles, and he went all the way to GB, didn't he?
He did.
And we had 2 pro fights together, and then obviously he went with Tony Sims.
Yeah. What do you reckon his talent? Obviously, he pulled out recently of his fight on the card.
Yeah.
Do you reckon he can go all the way?
Well, Felix, I always believed he could go all the way and be a world champion. The only thing that would be stopping him would be injury or himself. I was up, actually, Jimmy Lee, we went up there the other day. It's the first time I've seen Felix for a little while. And Jimmy sparred Joe Cordina. And Felix was doing some good work in there. And I looked at him, you know, it was nice to see him. We had a little cuddle. Wished him well. I was just sit back watching his sparring. And he's doing very similar to what he's done all the time that's given him the success. Obviously, sitting down, he was always a good puncher, very, very tough. So yeah, so whatever the reason you pulled out, if you're not feeling perfect, you have to at that level, because one fight, make the wrong decision, you know, you're going down in the pecking order. So obviously, if he had a stomach bug or whatever it was, I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, I still believe Felix could go all the way. Why couldn't he?
He's got a great team around him.
Great team around him, great promotion. He's done nothing wrong, really, has he? You know, the fight before that, I looked at on the telly. I didn't see it was himself, you know. But you know, you have these days, don't you?
How about the American who recently? I forgot. Is it Williams?
I think it is. Yeah.
Apologies.
Who called him out on the?
Yeah, when they had that little get together at the at the Matchroom show, and then there was leading up to this fight. They were both boxing the same show. Yeah. He done well in this fight, didn't he? He did. He looked good. You know that.
That'd be fireworks. That'd
be fireworks.
Yeah. And I know what's in Felix. As I say, we had I think 60 or 70 fights together.
Really?
And I know what he is, and he's probably lucky he didn't get chinned, that other fella.
Yeah, I know. It looked like it was going down, didn't it?
He kept his discipline though, didn't it? I know we'd be the winner on the street though.
I know, exactly.
We don't want that, It's
definitely
just all good fun, isn't it?
It's all good fun. It's all boxing. I want to find out more about you as well, John.
Thanks, mate.
So, tell me more. When did you first get involved in boxing yourself?
I was about 12-year-old. I always liked boxing, but I started seriously 12 years old with my dad's good friend took me, Rodney Goodnear, with Jack Austin. He was an ABA heavyweight champion. We used to live at Reading.
Oh, okay.
And he used to come down of a Sunday and train me. And then as I progressed, Michael Stevens took me over to Rodney Bear, which was, a great coach, mate, unreal. And then I was training at the Remy Arborfield and progressed from there. And, I was about 13, 14. I was sparring the soldiers, enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
Had a few contests, and my dad really didn't support me. Push you, you get a bus to Reading, you do this, and went around the gyms, Guildford, Reading, Camberley. I ended up boxing with Camberley, a few fights for them, and then the last club I boxed for was Onslow Lion, which is now Guildford City, and then I ended up coaching. I've been successful since that.
So how many amateur belts did you have?
28 over, because I got married at 18. I had like 10 or 12, and then I had some more with Guildford Onslow Lion, so 28 in total over the duration.
And it was quite difficult to box after you got married?
Yeah, because I was dad at 19, and
Wow.
you got I'm from the travelling community, and you go to work, and that's it, But I say at that day, my dad didn't push me enough. I didn't see really didn't see the national titles. The coaches I had was okay.
Mm.
But they didn't push you to say you were going here, going there. I think I could have done great, but with married life and bringing a young family up. But when I come back, I boxed right up to I was 34. I really enjoyed it. But I always knew I wanted to coach, and then from 32 I've been coaching, which is like nearly 28 years now.
Wow. What is it? So, what is it with the travelling community? They get into boxing at quite a young age, don't they?
They do.
And now, especially since I'll be boxing, they've created loads of national, especially your club, great national champions, and done great things in boxing. What do you think that's down to?
Well, from the travelling community, you have to be tough. You have to. It's inbred in you to fight or boxing, and that's it. They don't mean that you're a bad person, but it's the way you read up. You read up a bit tougher, I guess. And if you go to the schoolboy championships, it's probably 80-90% of travellers. That's going all the way. Then the juniors, it goes to 50%. Youth, 20%. Seniors, an handful. But the likes of Billy Joe Saunders, Tyson Fury, they've seen the light now. There's more opportunity. And there's a lot more, if you notice, coming through and sticking to it longer than 18, 16. And they're doing brilliant. And in the next 5 or 6 years, you're going to see a lot of travellers who are world champions.
Do you reckon that was a big turning point? First, it was Tyson Fury going to Germany and beating Klitschko.
Yeah.
And then Billy Joe Saunders beating Andy Lee.
Yeah, they have a big.
Andy Lee's a traveller as well.
He is. Yeah, he is.
So, do you reckon they're two of the big? Would you say big change that allowed people to travel? So that you can make a career out of this long term?
Even I say Felix would inspire up to them. You know what I mean? Like even now Felix got the kids inspiring up to him because he's doing brilliant as a pro, isn't he? And other people like that. So it's like Jimmy Lee, for instance. He's just 19, but all his dad's brothers was national champions. That was unbelievable. But 16, 17, they didn't go. But Jimmy now has gone above that, and hopefully his little brothers will go through that. And they're amazing talents,
What do you think, from your background, as you said, you were brought up in a traveller background? Yeah. Why did your dad not want you to do that fighting?
Because look, most of the travellers say, learn how to defend yourself, learn a bit of boxing, because you need it, and that's it. That's how it was.
So we did it. Okay.
Yeah, but now, my son's boxed, I've got my grandkids coming through, and, it's a sport with some goals there. The setup from England, if you're that good, is brilliant. Everything's changed,
Yeah.
What
did you do? So you decided to leave boxing at 16, 18, I believe you said.
Yeah.
And you said you went into work.
Yeah.
What type of work did you do?
I do painting and decorating.
Was that the trade?
Yeah, and I moved around in caravans, so I moved around, so I didn't settle, and And then when my kids got older, I thought it's time to settle, things are changing, and we ended up staying at Cranley, which is near Guildford. And I took my little boy Lewis to the gym at 5 years old, and they didn't take anybody. He was brilliant, by the way. One of the best boxers I've ever had, though he's my son. Talent of him. But you know, he didn't go all the way, he ended up going to work, but he had a couple of pro fights and done a reasonably good amateur career. But yeah, and that's why I ended up settling down. They've all got good jobs now. You know, Lewis is a plumber. My daughter got her own shop. You know, but if you're moving around, things have changed in the travelling community. You know, you have to settle down and probably mix a little bit more.
But why was it that you needed to move around to different places?
It's just in your culture, isn't it?
Is it?
Yeah, mixing with family, friends, and yeah, it was lovely.
Yeah, I guess it's good. You're seeing different parts of the country or the world. Maybe
Yeah,
some people do it as well, don't
yeah.
they? Where's the furthest you went?
Probably up to sort of the north of England.
Ah.
Yeah.
Where's that? Newcastle way? Hull?
Yeah.
Did you pick up the accent?
No. At the pies though.
You did. I think it was nice up there.
Yeah. So then coming back with Cranley, I took my son to Guildford, which was on zone line at the time. There was only 4 boxers there that was carded. I ended up boxing for 5, and then I ended up taking the under 10s because the coaches at the time didn't want any of that, and I turned the club around with that. Within 2 years, we had schoolboy champions.
What did you do different over there?
What did I do different? Not be a dinosaur like the other old coaches, in a way. Give patience, give time, and then I, took the courses, and I really enjoyed the little. I don't know. I've got a talent for it. There's a talent for it to be a great boxer, and there's a talent to be a good coach. Ain't there a great coach? That's what I think. Yeah.
And yeah, it's true. And how was it like coming through? Was there many traveller coaches coming through when you were doing it?
Well, the one that everybody looked up to was Les Stevens at Pinewood Star. You know, he was a great coach. Unfortunately, he's not with us now. So I obviously looked up to him, and that was probably it, really, wasn't it?
And how was it? How was you received in sort of the boxing community?
Great. Yeah. Received great.
I think that's the beauty
I've
of the
got
boxing
some great
community.
friends, all people, you know.
Yeah, that's the beauty of the boxing community, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've got people from all types of backgrounds coming together and taking part. That's the pure side of boxing, isn't
and that's what I wanted and I'm obviously the league coach now, Ben Elmsworth as well, we're joint league coaches, but I always wanted to be a family club. It's like, a lot of clubs, they only want the best fighters, but I wanted all races, all levels, and if I can't do it all, but now we've got a blend of coaches who can help the beginners, the elites, and that's what it is. And the theory and the ethic is staying with the club now as the coaches are coming through.
Amazing.
Yeah.
That's amazing. So you started coaching when you were 32, right?
Yeah.
And then, what did you go and achieve during that time?
Well, in the first 2 years, I had Billy Clayton become schoolboy champion.
Wow.
And I think Billy was the first schoolboy champion for the club since 1946, which Phil Harrington was the last schoolboy champion. So there was a hell of a void there, wasn't there, before Billy became schoolboy champion, and no, I think it was Clifford Smith actually first. Yeah, Clifford Smith. So there was a big void there. And then since that, probably 99, 98, we've had champions every year in, year out, year in, year out.
At every level? From
From
schoolboys up to
schoolboy
seniors?
juniors, yeah.
Who's the most accomplished fighter you say you've taken on? Or you've developed?
Billy Clayton was great, technical, simple but good, and I've got to say Jimmy Lee.
Really?
Yeah. He can adapt to anyone. We have a good relationship. I call him my puppet on a string. So if something's wrong, I can say something, he does it. Sometimes I have to be firm with him, sometimes I give him a slap, or I can be very gentle if it's going right. It depends, we have a great relationship. It's the adaptation to different styles that you don't win 10 national titles if you can't adapt.
Well, what do you reckon are the key skills that are needed to be a good coach? You see so many coaches, and I've had these coaches before, that are maybe really good boxing coaches, but they're not very good people side of things, right? And what do you think are the main important ingredients to make a good coach?
Patience, and bring the best of that particular boxer out. As you say, some great fighters, they don't make great coaches because they try and teach them their style, don't they? So, and I'll bring different aspects out. My thing is defence, skill, good brave art, and develop a good punch. But a lot of my boxers have had 60, 70 fights, and you wouldn't think they've had 2 or 3. It's a very dangerous sport, and I skill, but they can go in the trench if they want to. I skill.
Do you believe in the modern methods of coaching? What they're bringing in, like, you see more boxers want to have like strength conditioning, want to have sports psychologists in their camp, and I don't know what else, nutritionists and all these sort of things. Are you quite in favour of those things?
I can go along with it, but I like old school stuff. I look at the old great fighters, and all this stuff has a place, and I've got a few pros and amateurs use it, but luckily they go along with what I want. But for me, no, I just like the old stuff.
When you say old stuff, what do you mean by that?
Just running, fitness conditioning. Like I like going in the woods, sledgehammers. Just sand dunes, press ups, body exercises, plyometrics. I like, and that's enough for me.
Yeah.
And you can get them in perfect condition, and a lot of the boys wear these monzones now, the annas. Sort of go along with it.
I guess for testing your heart rate, your resting heart rate and stuff, that sort of stuff. But nothing beats the old classic training, is there? Training methods.
When you've been doing it long enough, when a boy's peaking or not, or a girl, can't you?
Yeah, and that's amazing. So what you mentioned about the main skills that are needed for a coach. What do you reckon is it that makes you different?
I don't know, you'd have to ask the boxers that, wouldn't you? What makes me different is I'm very technical, I'm very patient, and I like things correct. I can be a bit of a bastard if I want, I'll put it on them, and I bring the best. I can bring the best of the boxer out, and I can read an opponent extremely well, whether that's sparring or I don't. If I've got a fight coming up, I don't look at YouTube. I might have a look at it for 1 minute and I've seen enough. But my fighters have to adapt when they're fighting that opponent. The video analysis is all good for it. Like you say, it's all the modern stuff. We used to go around when we got championships, go and watch the boxer for a little bit, what he's like. But you have to react to it as a coach and a boxer, and that's what I think sets me apart from a few others.
Do you still enjoy doing the amateurs?
Yeah, I love it, yeah.
What do you love about the amateurs?
Bringing a boy or girl from nothing and then just getting their hands up, moving. Yeah, I enjoy doing the amateurs. And to win a national title, it's not about money, it's just about the glory of it, innit? And from the coach and there's no feeling like that.
Because I always remember you from the amateurs. John Edwards was always around the amateur shows. You used to go everywhere, didn't you? When was the decision that you said, you know what, I'm gonna have a go at the pro ranks?
Well, I knew I've been a pro coach for a long time now, and I've been a manager for a long time now. Well, I always have Felix Cash, for instance, Thomas Kindon. He was he won 8, 9 national titles for me, and I would always wanted to be there for them. So I've gone all these titles, gone through. Thomas stayed me right to the end. Felix had a couple of fights for me, but at least we to go from amateur then to the pro ring, from beginning club shows to a national title. It was a great memories, But so to be a pro coach, I was there for the boxers coming from me. That I developed and made. That was the main reason for it. Now I have boxers coming from other clubs, other people, coming for me as well now. But I still do the amateurs, and though I step back a little bit, I've got 5 or 6 are interesting. But we've got 7 coaches who become champions for Guildford City who are now coaching.
Oh, amazing.
So they can have their time.
Amazing.
But with me and Ben supervise it all, and we run it that way. We don't really change.
How many pros do you have in the gym at the moment?
We have 15.
What weights do they range
from Alfie Clegg's flyweight.
Alfie Clegg, yeah.
Right the way up to Tom Simmons, who's heavyweight. We have senior was on the other day, super welter. We've got all weights.
Yeah. I need to ask about Insomnia because he's a big talent. I heard he's got a fight coming up, but what is going on with Byfield? Like, why is he so avoided?
Well, a senior come to me. I've known him because we was from Reading. I've known about him for years. He known about me, and I think we've been together a little while now. And a senior's great line-up, but I've made him introduce some great boxing skills in him. A senior just needs a break. He's amazing. You know, we want the English title, we want this, we want that, and he's avoided. Why is he avoided? Because he's a danger man, isn't he?
His style looks so awkward, and like I remember him fighting against Sam McNess.
Yeah.
Sam McNess looked so tensed in the build-up, and like, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, but he was smiling all the way through. Were you in the corner for that fight?
No, I wasn't with. We didn't link up now, but I believe now a senior's in his peak. I believe now he's a complimented fighter. We just need a break. We need to show them skills, you know. Have you got any?
Do you manage him as well?
Yeah.
Have you got any fights, anything like that?
We put in for the English title with the British Boxing Board of Control. We'd like to be the next challenger for that title to move on. We've got a promoter who will promote that, and we've had an offer from Italy. We accepted the offer. That was only last night, and it looks like now they're pulling out of that. They do their own work. You know, we're going away. We don't mind fighting anybody. And if there's anybody in England with the balls to challenge him, come make contact.
Because it shows you went all the way to
Madison because
Square Garden,
everybody is now fed up with the. You've got to bring your boxers on, here and there. But there's so many who are avoiding each other. You know, why not fight a senior? He has a losing record.
Yeah. There's been so much of that going on in boxing, but now I think it's being called out on.
Yeah,
you see it more than ever. Like
it's got to change, hasn't it?
Yeah, the culture has to. Like if you're a fighter and you want to go into titles, why, just fight the person. What was very distressing was when he said about the Ted Cheeseman fight.
Yeah.
How dirty they did that situation. They didn't give him a fight for a long time. He didn't have any fight.
Yeah.
And then in that time, Ted Cheeseman had 3 or 4 good learning fights.
Yeah. And
he stepped up. It's just.
Yeah.
It's just a corruption.
But the spars that he has in Guildford, or we go away, he's just come back from, I forget, there's a Polish fellow, he's had 23, 1 loss, and they've took a senior in for his main sparring partner this week, so he's been down at Loughborough, which is great for a senior, isn't it? Keep him active, keep him busy, and he's enjoyed it, and he's come out of it very well, and they're winning back for his next camp, so we're ready to fight if anybody's out there.
Yeah, if anyone wants it, they can have it. So who else? You got Alfie Clegg as well.
Yeah,
Alfie Clegg's a good lad. Yeah, he's a very skillful.
Have you had Alfie on? I can't remember.
I haven't yet. He's asked. I need to get him on.
Yeah.
I need to get Alfie on. He's a good lad.
Big story with Alfie.
Yeah.
Big story. He's been with me since about 9 years old. I say me, been with our club, but I have put a lot of time into Alfie.
Yeah.
He was a kid who didn't come out of his bedroom for 3 years.
Really?
Yeah. With his autism, he was bullied at school. It's his story to tell, not mine, but I'm just touching on it. And then his dad wanted him to come out the boxing gym, and he didn't have the guts to. Not that he didn't have the guts; it was the people. So I talked to Dave, and I got him up 1-to-1s at our old gym, and blah blah blah. And look where he's come now. He's 5-0 as a pro.
How many amateur fights did he have himself?
He had about 35, 36, 50. One probably half of them, maybe a bit less. But Alfie, from not coming out his bedroom to compete as a thing, boxing has changed his life. And when you get him on, it's his story to tell.
Yeah, but that's the beauty of boxing, isn't it? Like it can turn somebody who's not confident, could have been bullied at school, could have gone for whatever experience they've gone, but it's giving him opportunity to make something out of his, not make something out of his life, but give him something to do.
And a little bit about, we was doing so well. Just a little bit about his story from me. He was doing so well. And then he didn't come up for 2 weeks. I thought, something's up. So I contacted his dad. What's up? No, he's just having a break. I said, no, what's up? He said, somebody's picking him on in the gym. Couldn't believe it. So I got him up again, tried to recycle again, got him in the gym. He wouldn't tell me who it is, but I had written 4 boys' names down that could be doing it. And I lifted the last one as him, and he sort of broke down, yeah, that's him. So I had to be very diplomatic. I'm not mentioning no names, but I got this kid was a national champion, and I got rid of the national champion because he had no place in my gym for putting all that work back. That national champion is now not boxing, doing all silly things now. If he's overtook him, so
wow.
So that's a little bit of story.
That's good. That's good. That takes some bravery. That takes some coach to be able to.
Yeah.
Say
and
I don't know that in my gym.
Knew it would be, and Alfie, he broke down. So yeah. come back and, you know, he's got his own business now, his personal training, and doing ever so well. And he's inspiring some little kids coming through, so that's what it's all about as a coach for me. It's very pleasing.
Amazing. You must have loads of stories like that from the gym, right?
Stories, yeah. Loads of stories.
Amazing, man.
Write a book.
Yeah, you could eventually, yeah. So what's next for Jimmy Lee? You said he's boxing on the show, on the Black Box show.
Yeah, 15th of April. A few tickets still available, but Jimmy sold plenty of ticket. So we're doing a 4-rounder then against a real good, durable opponent. Hopefully we get the points win. If there's a stoppage come, you know, we're just learning the trade. And Jimmy's getting better and better. And maybe 15, 16 months we'll go for the southern area, you know.
Is he lightweight?
Super feather.
Super feather.
Touching on featherweight, so we're just in the moment. He's only 19, so we're touching. He boxes at super feather this one. We may have a run out of feather. Obviously, as he develops and grows, he'll go lightweight, maybe super lightweight. But
is he quite tall? Is he?
He's quite tall. He's about 5'11".
Is he really?
Yeah, southpaw. You know, he's very, very tricky.
That's tall for a featherweight.
And Jimmy is the first one in. He has always been. The bags, say being at 4. He's in the gym, the bag's out at 4:30, he's the last one out. And he's done it all along.
Is he working alongside that as well as boxing?
He works along with his dad with the business, but he's got full support from his dad. So, you know, they work things out, and he's very professional in everything he does.
Yeah, nice. Amazing, man.
Yeah. So, you know, let's give him good success in the amateurs, I'm sure it will.
You said 10 national titles?
10, yeah.
Yeah, what do you think the future is for that kid? How do you reckon how far you can go?
Well, Jimmy was on the XL programme for England, and if it hadn't been the pandemic, we'd have had more amateur fights. But he was always going to go pro at 19, but with that happened, it was 18. Because when you go to GB, he would have gone all the way. It's that staying away, 4 days there, 3 days back. You know, it wouldn't work. It wouldn't have suited him. So how far can he go? As far as he wants, like I think for Felix. If there's no injury and they don't fall off the rails or something happen or they fall out of love with boxing, the sky's the limit for him.
It's quite interesting you said that. At the beginning you said that him and Billy Claydon, they're your 2 biggest talents that you've ever coached.
And Felix.
Yeah, I was going to say...
and Felix and Thomas Kindon, you know, he was great to coach, coached him from 6-year-old. Yeah, you say... there's loads and loads.
There's loads of talents that come.
Loads and they'll say, you know.
So. Yeah. I'll tell you have one thing I would say is you developed that Guildford Boxing Club into a hub. It's known for boxing, is it? It's known for creating champions.
Yeah.
You know, every time we said we might have, you know, coaches who you're fighting someone from Guildford, it's going to be a tough fight. You know, it's going to be a tough fight. So that's the sort of impression you want to leave on people who's going to fight your guys, right?
Yeah, that's right. And we've been, as a coach, we've been through a lot of different scoring. You know, the computer scoring, the clickers.
Yeah.
Back to the 10-9 now, and you just have to adapt to win, don't you? You know, and luckily enough, I've had the boxers who adapt to win, and you changed for the computer scoring. There's, you know, and that for me, for my style, I didn't mind it because it was just like look at it, sword fencing, you know, if you remember.
Yeah.
But now it's sort of coming in line with the pros. Yeah, and when it first happened, I thought, we've got to do. But I went back to what we're all about: the skill, not get it. Do the best we can, and then when you have it, grab it, you know. But yeah.
Oh, John, I just want to get a few opinions on some of the topics currently going on in boxing. I think you're well accomplished to give your views on
Thank
this.
you.
A few days ago, it got announced that Amir Khan recently failed a drugs test.
Yeah.
Obviously, what do you make of that whole situation? It was like I think to make a difference, it said it was a pre-fight drug test that he failed on.
Yeah.
It was 0.05%, where to make a difference it's like 10% or something in the body it has to do. But still, people are still holding to. He still failed a drugs test. Do you reckon that has this more effect on his career, on his legacy, what he's done in boxing?
I don't think it do. I think I've seen Amir Khan from a kid, and then even when he became a silver medalist, he done that. He had time for, in my opinion, all the kids. He had time for signing autographs. We had a show at the Rotary, which his uncle Shahid Asim done that, and all the kids were so excited. He said, "Hang on, let me just watch a couple of bouts," and then he made the security orderly queue, signed everyone's autograph, blah, for about an hour and a half, blah blah blah. Then he's gone on and done this, done that. I don't think it made any difference. I'm sure he should have had more professional people around what he's putting in his body. but it didn't make any difference to the last fight.
Yeah.
I think it's a totally different situation with the Conor Benn situation.
I was going to come on to that. Yeah.
To make any difference to Amir Khan's legacy, no, he's done great for boxing.
Mm.
And when he won the 2004 Olympic gold medalist, silver medalist, that changed England with the funding. People don't realise what Audley Harrison did for amateur boxing.
Mm.
You know, to bring the funding in and stuff. Otherwise, it was doomed before that.
Do you reckon it changed? It's funny you said about the Olympics. Do you reckon it changed the demographic of people that came into the gym? Did you have a lot more people from the Asian background want to come into gyms?
Definitely.
Did
Yeah, we've got a lot of Asians. We've got some great little kids in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely it did. It's like you say about the Asian Amir Khan, the Tyson Fury for the travelling community.
Yeah.
You know, of course it is.
Yeah.
You have an hero to look up to.
Exactly. And you mentioned Conor Benn.
Yeah.
It's been an absolute farce, this whole situation.
Yeah.
Absolute farce. You know, everyone wants Conor Benn to be innocent, don't they? What a fighter.
Yeah,
what a
great
fighter. And, you know, he seems like a good guy to come across as well.
Yeah.
But it seems like it's just dragging on. It's October, is that right? October, the fight was supposed to happen?
Obviously, you can't comment on what the legal situation, this, that and the other, but it's just, if it was someone who's coming through for a British title and that, would it all go on like that? It's all about so much money thrown at it, challenge it, and
yeah,
you know, but that's it. But we don't need it in sport, do we?
No.
You know, it's different if you're running around a track and you're 50 metres in front of somebody, but when you're getting punched in the head, you don't need it.
Yeah, Johnny Nelson was big on it. He says, you know, he's faced 3 jug treats in his time, he always says.
Yeah.
But he still won those fights. But there's, as you said, there's the effect of, will it make you punch harder?
Yeah.
That can cause severe effects and stuff like that, isn't there? So you never know what the effects are. But listen, hopefully he comes across innocent, right?
That's right. I hope he comes across innocent.
Yeah.
No more eggs, mate.
Yeah, no more, no more eggs.
No more omelettes.
No more omelettes. I know you're a big fan of Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
But I want to get your opinion on this whole Usyk situation.
Yeah, Tyson Fury is a.
Have you met Tyson Fury?
Yeah, he had 2 fights for Guildford City.
Did he really?
On our shows, yeah. And his uncle Huey sadly passed away. I was more closer to him than Pete, or you know. So what happened? Going back a little bit, he couldn't get any fights up the north.
Why is that? Why do you think that?
They said they get cheated, they get robbed. So what happened? He registered, come down. He moved his trailer down, and he registered with Guildford City. And we had a fight on Lakeside. My son was on there, and Lakeside, you know where they used to play the darts.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
a good story, this one, and it's true.
Go on.
So we got him a fight on there against a fella from the Isle of Sheppey, and he looked all right. I looked at him. Oh, this is what they're talking about. I never thought he'd go on and do what he's done now. Yeah. So that was a fight one with us. He won unanimous. Brilliant night. Blah blah blah. Then we had him a fight in Brighton. Yeah. Fight 2, which was probably a couple of 3 weeks later, against Whitehall KBC against Baker. He was the novice ABA champion. Tyson was sort of young, just a senior. Baker, I don't think Tyson would have stopped. But as we walk into the ring, this is true. We've looked like that. The card is filled out. Tyson Fury lost before he's even stepped in the ring.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So we've looked at it like that. Wayne Johnson was with me. Huey. Look at the card. Lost. So we kicked off at the side of the ring, and he never thought, how could you win? He was going to get robbed to death. And that's a true fact.
Wow.
Yeah.
Why do you think that is? Why is it that they had it in?
Well, Tyson had a bit of a name. The Whitehall Baker was the star of the show. And look, whether it's a mistake from the IOSC, but it was in that book before they boxed, lost points.
What were the reason they gave when
They said it was a mistake. You don't fill a book out before a mistake, do you? Or was it a complete error, or was it complete robbery going to be?
Yeah, I've never heard.
So
that.
obviously there was commotion at the side of the thing, and he never boxed. How could you let him box after that? And then went back, and that was it. He had 2 fights. Well, 1 fight.
Yeah.
In that commotion.
Hey, how was he being around at that age?
Comical.
Really?
Yeah. Comical. Yeah.
Was he a good person to have around the gym?
Yeah, he was quite good, you know. And they pulled his trailer down to Cranley, where I live now, and he just run around the field training, come up the gym, and that was it. Yeah. But his uncle Huey took him. He was a great man, and I enjoyed the experience with him.
Could you see? Oh, you said that he would never go and achieve what you never thought he would go
I
and
know.
achieve what he
I looked at him. I didn't think he'd be a big star. Yeah, he was gangly. He was only young, but that was the beginning. And obviously developed, and his mindset has took him all the way, innit?
Do you reckon that's what it is with him?
Yeah, so strong mind.
Did you see that from a young age? He was strong-minded.
Yeah, strong mind. Yeah.
What is it so strong about his mind? What is it?
He's unique, isn't he? Bit crazy, but unique.
I think you've got to be a bit crazy.
Yeah, all the top ones have got something different, haven't they? Yeah, the Drans, everyone who's elite, special, are special, and they're not the normal human being, are they?
Did you notice an increase in traveller boxers come to the gym after Tyson Fury won the world title?
Definitely, yeah. Because we've always had a lot of travellers, haven't we, in Guildford? So did I see a lot of difference? Not really, because
you already had it coming. But how about some of the other clubs that you communicate
But as I
with?
say, what I'm seeing is they're sticking longer. They're going on.
Yeah.
That's what I've seen for the years.
Yeah. But you didn't say what did you make out of the situation between Tyson and Usyk. What do you reckon?
Well, I'm a Tyson fan.
Yeah, I know.
I'm Team Tyson, so.
I love both those fighters.
Yeah, it was unbelievable.
Yeah.
Do you think we ever see the fight?
Which one?
Usyk and Fury.
I don't know.
I
I think Usyk has to box against Dubois now, right? He has to have that mandatory fight against Dubois. That's not an easy fight. It's a tough fight, Dubois. He should beat him, but it's a tough fight.
Who should beat?
Usyk should beat Dubois.
Easy one.
Easy. Do you think easy?
Easy one.
Yeah, you never know at that weight though, do you? Heavyweights.
Easy one.
Do you think? Yeah, okay. I'm gonna take your word for it. But so heavyweight after that, are they gonna do in Saudi Arabia? Is that the next step? But then Tyson Fury must have mandatories. I know he fought Dillian White previously, but Usyk then has the other mandatory.
He has the power. He's calling the shots, and he's got great management there, and a great promoter there. So.
Would you like to have seen it now?
I would have loved to see that fight. Yeah.
Who would you reckon would have won that?
Fury.
How do you reckon he would have won?
I reckon he'd have stopped him about around 8.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
That weight would have been too much for him.
Yeah.
Just lean on him, make it dirty.
Yeah, he'd have had to box smart when he for the first 3 rounds, and then because Usyk not going to stay there and let him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but we'll have to talk about it.
When it comes.
See it for a while.
I know.
Just opinions now, isn't it?
Well, one thing they've been talking about, hopefully, is next for Joshua Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
What do you reckon on that? I like both fighters. I think they're both brilliant.
I really respect Joshua. I've met him in person, see him come through. Really respect him as a fighter. Same with Fury, so I'm on the fence with that one. Who would you push towards skill wise? Fury.
Yeah.
Just a bit sharp, and you've got to say it as you see it. But we never, let's see it in the ring. Let's see what happens, and then the talking stops, doesn't it? Ifs, buts, and maybes.
Yeah. Well, what do you reckon all this boxing being moved to Saudi Arabia?
Why not? Why not? They're earning the pound note there, or more dollars than anywhere, aren't they? And, I just look at it from a fan. I'm a fan as well as a coach and love boxing, but I look at it as a fan, and that atmosphere doesn't come through to the telly, though, does it? Do you know what I mean? But that's the only thing.
It's going to those events as well, right?
Yeah.
If you go to a Wembley, it's more local, and you want to go somewhere like that and watch it.
But the money's there for them big heavyweight fights.
Which makes sense.
Yeah, makes sense. But it'd be nice to get on some undercards to that, wouldn't it? A couple of fights coming through, hopefully.
Yeah, well, you got some fighters coming through.
They're all young coming through, so.
Yeah, get some of those on there. Right, John, is there anything else that you want to leave us on before we go?
I'd just like to say thank you for all the boxers who's trusted me over the years. Got some great memories. And let's keep producing Guildford City.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to make a trip down there as well because I'd love to do a training session there.
Yeah, and all the coaches, it's not a one-man band. We've got great coaches.
Well, what's some of the coaches you got? You mentioned 1 or 2. What are some of the other coaches?
Yeah, but Ben Armour's, we've been together 23 years. We've grown the club together. But the past and present coaches, thanks to them. And then we've got, Johnny Smith, Stacey Ayres, Molly Cash, which is cousin of Felix, Vinnie Lamport, and all the other coaches coming through. Thanks very much to keep it going.
Amazing.
And obviously the dedication I put into the gym, my family, sacrificed a lot, but
Yeah.
that's me.
How many kids? I didn't actually ask you, how many kids do you have yourself?
4.
4 kids.
Yeah, 2 boys, 2 girls.
Did all of them box, or was it just
Just Lewis boxed. Yeah.
Just that one?
Yeah, I've got some great grandkids coming through. Whoa, 6 or
Really?
7 of them are all going to box, and they're all talent.
Really?
Yeah, and I've got a some little boys, but let's pick the little girl out. I've got a little girl, 6, a granddaughter, 6. She's something special.
You've had a lot of girls come through your club recently,
Yeah,
haven't you?
a lot of girls come through. I've got Laura Payne, who's pro now, doing brilliant. 3-0 she is.
She hasn't. She's boxed a lot abroad. She hasn't done the
That's
traditional
right.
route, has she?
We've got the experience through the pandemic. You'll be hearing news of her soon. And I've got Amy Cooper. She's from
Heavyweight?
Gosport. She's middleweight, super middle.
Yes.
She'll be debuting in soon. She's just getting everything tied up. Obviously, we've got the Cali. Hopefully, we're 2 fights away from the WBC silver.
Amazing.
Super featherweight. Waiting to get her on the big platform. And then we've got some great amateur girls coming through. A couple of little stars.
Yeah. But I remember you one of the first coaches to introduce the female boxing side, I think.
Yeah.
So you saw the potential in that market.
Yeah, and enjoy coaching them all. They're just boxers and get their heads down as long as they do it at the time.
Amazing, John. Thank you very much for coming in.
Appreciate it.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers, Terry.